up, everybody? It's Trippy Hippie. Got some tobacco. I just cleaned out my bowl. Well, I'm gonna hopefully see either my friend Kyle or my friend Robert today. I got my injection the other day, and I haven't been in a psychosis since 2020. But the people coincidences are real all the time, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. Sometimes I hallucinate noises and things like that. I have hyperreligiosity as part of my schizophrenia, because of the people coincidences which are real. My dad gets me weed from the dispensary. I have therapy with my therapist on video chat sometimes, or I go to the office and have therapy with my therapist. This is my bunny, Midnight. I'm going to be calling this 2020 Psychosis vlog. Well, let's see, in 2020 I had a bad psychosis, where I believe that I was raped by this guy who is a drag queen. And I got 33 subscribers on the channel I had my psychosis on. And I posted names of people who are people coincidences on my Facebook. And I talked about my belief in Hecate and Zeus because of the people coincidences. And during that time, I was on an unprofessional treatment team that was mean that my dad hired for me that treated me very mean. There was only one nice woman on the treatment team named Amy. And during my psychosis, I believed that I would appear on TV or in movies. And there was only one tweet that was posted of me that says, "This is so-and-so, and he's claiming so-and-so raped him." And then somebody responded and said, "So-and-so is the person that made this video with so-and-so." There were two people that I knew from the past that I was, familiar with that added me. And I had conversations with them. I only have one good conversation with this one guy. And there's this one girl that added me as a friend on Facebook, and I didn't know that I have conversations with, and I got 900 friend requests on the Facebook account that I set up during my Blackout Psychosis. And my Blackout Psychosis was in 2020, and it seemed like it was about a year of me sitting in my house thinking I would go to jail over my Blackout Psychosis, because I talked about how me and my two friends did three-ways on my girlfriend with blonde hair that would cheat on me, that lives in Maryland like me, and on my Sims 4 account, which has 585 followers, I would talk about the guy that I believe raped me during my psychosis, and I would say all kinds of things that the voices were telling me to do and say. And I was saying that I was raped even though I wasn't. And I said that I had the police here to document messages about the guy that I believe raped me even though he didn't, because this guy messaged me during my Blackout Psychosis. And I posted the conversations between me and people, and there was this old fat ugly guy named Gary that wanted to have a threesome with me, and I said, "No, I will not say I am gay, I believe that I was raped," and things like that. I don't know, it's just random schizophrenia. And he was nice to me, and then there was this boy that I talked to when I was like 14 or 15, and keep in mind on YouTube I had about 30 subscribers at this point. I had about 30 subscribers. And there was this boy named Josh who messaged me and said it's sad how pathetic you are and things like that. You weren't raped and things like that. And I just talked to him and told him about people coincidences. And I told him that I do feel like I was raped. And let me go to Twitter. On Twitter, there's only one tweet of me. And it has 18 retweets, 2 quote tweets, and 35 likes, and 3 responses to it. And keep in mind, the people coincidences are real, even though I have schizophrenia. I've noticed that nobody's re-uploaded any of my old videos. And I got nice messages from people on Facebook, but on YouTube it was just a stream of 2 or 3 dislikes on my videos at a time. And I talked about how I wanted movies to be made over my situation and things like that. And I felt like I would appear in movies or TV, because the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. And I talked about my entire sex life during my psychosis. I talked about how my first girlfriend cheated on me, and this other girl, and keep in mind there were slander pages and things like that out there about me with my name, and things like that, made by this old woman. And I posted this woman's slander page, and her lawyers contacted my dad and said if I upload any of her videos, they will put me in jail. And then there was this guy that messaged me or added me as a friend on the Facebook account I set up during my psychosis. And he said that he would go to the courts and get my slander page removed, but he was lying to me. And then there was this old transvestite man. There was a makeup guru guy who was obsessed with this one guy that knew a famous guy, and he would call and interview me and things like that. And on my Sims, it was comments like, I'm calling the police and things like that, and all of that, and I'm sorry you're going through this, and things like that. And I even said how my girlfriend with blonde hair that would cheat on me, that I linked video, her YouTube channel during my psychosis. I said that I had to appear in court and things like that, and I was worried that I was going to go to jail, but my dad, George, told me that I wouldn't go to jail, but I didn't believe my dad. It's just I was in like a blackout psychosis and all of that, and keep in mind, nobody's talked about it on Twitter anymore, and there's no mention of me on Twitter or anything like that. But the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. So it makes me believe in this girl with black hair, this girl that looks like the girl from The Ring, that follows me around and monitors my life, and she holds a knife to me all the time. And I find my life to be very cruel. And I had good conversations with this guy, and when my dad told me that I had to appear in court and he read off everything that I wrote down during my psychosis, I didn't believe my dad when he told me I wouldn't go to jail and things like that, but I didn't go to jail. It was just a protective order that I had during my blackout psychosis. And there were friend requests that I was getting. Like, I got 900 friend requests, and I was getting mean comments from people on YouTube during my psychosis and things like that, and it was a stream of 4 or 5 dislikes on my videos at a time, and there were no happy comments, and it was just dislikes, but I was just in a blackout psychosis. I wasn't sure if I had, with 30 subscribers, if I was eligible to monetize my videos at that time. or not, but my videos got a lot of views and things like that. And keep in mind, the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. And nobody's talked about it on Twitter or anything like that, and I was getting friendly messages from some people on Facebook and things like that. I was just in a blackout psychosis, and I don't work because I have paranoid schizophrenia. And when I told my dad that I felt like I had to appear in court, I didn't believe my dad. I felt like I was going to jail over my psychosis. It's just I had a blackout psychosis with the camera my dad bought for me, and I just believed that I was raped and things like that when I wasn't. And the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. I sat in my house for a year, talking about certain things, and nobody's mentioned it on Twitter or anything like that. And I said that I would this guy so that he could have this guy put in jail and have my book be put on shelves and have movies be made about it and things like that. And he was just lying to me, and things like that. And he was audio recording our conversations and things like that. And I blocked him about a month ago. As I said, nobody's re-uploaded any of my old videos or anything like that. There's no mention of it on Twitter anymore. It's just I had a psychotic episode, but the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. And I was worried that I was going to get in trouble, but I didn't get in any trouble. I believe that a dark goddess and God saved me from getting in trouble, and it's sad that people dislike my videos and things like that. And I noticed that no slander pages were updated after my psychosis. There were 2 slander pages out there about me, made by this woman, and then there was this guy that would ask me all kinds of questions, and I noticed he didn't post our messages anywhere or update this other big slander page that has about 300 page views. And I noticed I didn't appear on it or anything like that, and I went to institutions, and the police did come to my house, and I had them document messages from where I felt like I was raped and things like that. Now, there was a man when I was little who said, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine, and there was this boy named Matt who attempted to rape me. And things like that, and the people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. And I wasn't aware of my surroundings, and I had a blackout psychosis, and I was refusing injections and medications. But my dad, George, told me I wouldn't go to jail, but I didn't believe my dad when he told me I wouldn't go to jail because my psychosis was bad. And I just sit in my house and I get my disability paychecks and I make videos about schizophrenia awareness and how if you're a schizophrenic person, it's important to get your injections, even if people coincidences are real at the same time, because you never know what can just happen. But I'm doing a lot better with my schizophrenia. I get my injections, and I view the people coincidences on Facebook. So because of that, I believe in a dark goddess and God that saved me from going to jail, and I'm happy with my life every day. So I'm going to be calling this 2020 Psychosis Vlog.